So, I'm celebrating my 21st birthday today, and I wanted to do at least something a mite special. So I thought, hey, damn, I love sci-fi movies and beer. So, I'm gonna sit my sorry lonely ass down and watch my 21 favorite sci-fi movies with some Carlsberg, some chips, and a handy hand sanitizer when it's time for a break between the movies. Anyway, these are my 21 favorite sci-fi films of all time. So hold on to your butts, cause we're going into hyperdrive. Number 21. Sunshine. This is a raw journey to oblivion. In the first two acts of the film, I was pinned down to the seat in the theater in awe and excitement. The scenery looks great, all the actors are great, and even though the third act kinda fucks up the movie, I still enjoy it, and sincerely hope that Danny Boyle will get back into the sci-fi genre sooner than later! Come on!
He's extremely curious.
Number 20. Wall-E.
And just a little bit.
Pixar are among the greatest filmmakers around these days, and when they would make their sci-fi film Wall-E, we all knew what was coming. Cute robots, a great balance between kid jokes, grown-up jokes, and most of us loved it. I know I sure did. Not another masterpiece like Finding Nemo or Up, and I never cried like I did as when I saw Toy Story 3. But Wall-E is a solid, friendly, and good-looking sci-fi that truly makes a gander at showing us that not all sci-fi flicks have to be horrifying and or action-packed. Number 19. Pandorum. This German sci-fi horror tale in space suffered from the wake of Avatar and was horribly left in a corner, waiting to be called out again by the sci-fi enthusiasts. Now, 3 years after its release, Pandorum is starting to get its appreciation as the dark, gloomy, and bloody film that it is. From time to time it does suffer from some bad characterization, and I would like to see it tuning down the more action-packed parts and making it more of a true horror film, as it kind of promises to be in the beginning of the film. But, well, that's just nitpicking really, as this film is a good watch, fast-paced, entertaining, and tense. Do the sequel already! Come on! Number 18. Terminator 2. Speaking of sequels, we have Terminator 2. Arnold is back and the franchise is given the proper Cameron treatment. Better, harder, tougher in every way, Terminator 2 is one of the best action sci-fi movies out there. And we've all seen it, and we all love it.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Number 17. The Fly. Much how Cameron shows how to make a proper sequel, David Cronenberg shows us how to do a proper remake. The Fly is miles and miles away from its original, dated, and somewhat campy film. Cronenberg's version is a gruesome, romantic triangle drama with a mutated Jeff Goldblum thrown into the mix. So, what's not to love? Number 16. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. In a post-apocalyptic future, the world is covered in dust and decay. The few forests that remain are infested with killer insects and lethal spores. But there's the Valley of the Winds, the final resort for peace. Until shit hits the fan, of course. This is an absolute epic anime that every lover of Japanese animation or post-apocalyptic movies need to have seen. Number 15. Event Horizon. Event Horizon might be sci-fi's answer to The Shining, in space. In contradiction to Pandorum, Event Horizon takes its time to build up and sucks you into the madness and hell that has taken over the plagued spaceship. Sam Neill is great as a twisted doctor. The ships are all built up and practical, and it's an interesting, original haunted house story in space. Number 14. Aliens. Cameron is back with another amazing sequel, where he dives away from the horror-shocked original and puts all his money on pure action and adventure. The build-up works great. We're not sure of how the situation is, and when we do, it's too damn late for most of the characters. And from there on out, it's game over, man! Game over! Number 13. District 9. As Neil Blomkamp introduced us to his extraterrestrial shrimps stuck in a monitor slum in Johannesburg, he presented to us the cruelty of humanity. It's already been widely discussed, and yes, this movie's messages of racism and xenophobia work remarkably well. A serious movie which still manages to entertain and keep you interested all the way through the end credits. My pick for best movie of the year 2009. It did what Avatar failed in, like investment in character. Avatar did a great job in creating a world, but District 9 slaps that movie on its fingers when it comes to everything else. Character, tone, cinematography, action, drama, and true tension. It's a movie that will leave you moved and, most importantly, satisfied. Number 12. The Thing. John Carpenter traps you inside a complex out in the middle of nowhere in Antarctica with a bunch of tough men trying to survive the onslaught from a shape-shifting organism from outer space. The tensions spark among the crew as they're pitted towards each other. Anyone could be the alien in disguise. The uncertainty and the presence of an intruder among those you thought you knew is a tinkering and outright scary scenario, and The Thing pushes the envelope as far as it can and beyond. When it comes to practical, gory special effects, I don't think there's a single other movie out there that looks as good as this. This truly disgusts you and makes your skin crawl. Carpenter pits you down and makes great use of his all-male cast. No time for place for whiny love interest here, which is just such a relief when it comes to this movie. The crew doesn't fuck around, and it scares you even more as you slowly understand that they're still doomed, cursed to never trust anyone else again. Number 11. Metropolis. One of the original epic sci-fi films, Fritz Lang's Metropolis is a long tale of class differentiation in the seemingly perfect future. The upper class lives happily in the majestic skyscrapers above, and the lower class work as slaves underneath the surface. The imagery is amazing, and the film is great as both a watch and a study for filmmaking. The compositions and the lighting is superb, and the sparse dialogue leave you mostly to just linger on, like the pictures and the classical music score. A true classic which looks surprisingly good to this day. Warp Drive Engage, for now we're into the final 10 films. Top 10 sci-fi movies I adore. And we're going straight down the rabbit hole as we see Matrix as number 10. This film deserves its status as a clever cyber cult film. It made us question our own existence, our purposes, and our fates. Hell, I even like Keanu Reeves in this. He's the perfect Neo. It's a beautiful blend of science fiction, action, and even noir. It doesn't fool around with the audience. It trusts its audience to follow along and be smart, to figure the movie out, and put all the pieces together. From start to finish, The Matrix holds you, and as it ends, it goes full circle. Until they fucked it up with 2 sequels. Never mind. The original is extremely slick, dark, and entertaining. Number 9. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Yeah, you saw this film coming, didn't you? What is there to be said about this movie that hasn't been said already? Kubrick made the one and still only authentic-like space exploration movie. In fact, I might stretch it so far that it's too perfect. A bit too logical. It does take away some of the potential tension and adventure, but what the hell? How could I nitpick this masterpiece? Outstanding points in this movie is its villain, the ship's computer, Hal. He's up there with Darth Vader in the most memorable villains of all-time competition. It also has that iconic musical score and that one infamous cut as we go from apes fighting with sticks to highly technological humans in space. Number 8. Starship Troopers. Paul Verhoeven's space war classic is absolutely timeless. This was made in 1997 and it still looks better than most of the new sci-fi movies. It felt raw while having that well-known satirical elements to it. Now, in Aliens the build-up was great, but in this film it's marvelous. As we follow the toughest motherfuckers in space with their larger-than-life guns, their hardcore training, and their "we're invincible" attitude, it's just such a payoff. Every single fucking time, as we see them finally encounter the evil space bugs for the first time. The sheer force of the movie is admirable. It's entertaining from start to finish, and the moment those space bugs massacred the first space marine, the movie grabs your balls with an iron fist and shoves it up your ass. This movie makes you its bitch. The space bugs are unstoppable and in infinite numbers, and the marines are relentless, and just such a joy to watch nuking those bugs. Number 7. Empire Strikes Back. This is it. Nerdballer, the movie. Just like 2001, what is there to say that hasn't been said about this fantastic sci-fi saga? It's hands down the greatest sequel of all time, topping the already great Star Wars A New Hope, and puts you into a genuine inner conflict of our beloved Luke Skywalker. It's the perfect classical fairy tale in space. Good versus evil, it's dark and light, easy and heavy. One wonders if Lucas even saw Irvin Kershner's vision of the Star Wars universe when he did the prequel trilogy. It really doesn't fit into the mature and relatively dark universe that was set up in Empire Strikes Back. The known family twist still hurts and makes you question yourself some rather big questions. Are we destined to follow in our own parents' footsteps? Are we ready to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of rebelling against our parents? Oh, and then we have Yoda and Boba Fett. Sweet.
There is none.
Number 6. The Iron Giant. When I was a kid, this was the movie I cried the most to. Not The Lion King, not Bambi, but this. A movie about a huge alien robot who befriends a young American boy. I found it again last year, and as I watched it, I cried just the same. Alongside with Fantasia, Spirited Away, and The Land Before Time, The Iron Giant is the greatest animated movie I know of. It's a simple E.T. story really, but done 100 times better. You feel the connection between the boy and the robot, and the extremely dark revelation towards the end brings me chills to the bone every time, followed by those tears. Number 5. Serenity. I don't like to use the term perfect, but if I did, Serenity would be big damn close to it. Everything fits, everything has a purpose, and everything is either damn funny or damn cool. For those few of you who don't know, Serenity is a continuation of this television series Firefly, and could hence be looked at as a sequel, but I see it as a standalone movie, cause it really brings you up to speed in the first 10 minutes anyway, in a very clever dream within a flashback within a playback prologue. We follow the charismatic crew of the Serenity, a Firefly-class ship used for smuggling. It's a story of the uncovering of a horrific conspiracy mystery, and like many other movies on this list, it's a story where you are both entertained, but also put in a state of thought. In a lot of ways, it's a grand sci-fi story where we have two opposing factions duke it out in one of the awesomest space battle ever to have been put on film. But it's also an intimate story on the Serenity where each character have their own agendas and ties to each other. And when you feel comfortable with the characters and the situation, the film takes a dark sidestep and leaves you fearing for every single one of your favorite space smugglers. This movie needs to get an even bigger audience than it has today, because it's damn good. There's no stopping the signal! Number 4. Blade Runner. What makes a human a human? Does humans have exclusive rights to feelings? In Ridley Scott's classic sci-fi noir, we follow a Blade Runner, someone who's out to retire dangerous robots called replicants. The cinematography and direction of this piece is timeless. It's a movie for the generations. Smart and intelligent, it lets you be the detective. What is right and wrong? How do all the pieces fit together? Ridley Scott could arguably be called the godfather of modern sci-fi, as he, with Blade Runner and Alien, set the new standard for sci-fi, completely different from the lighter Star Wars sci-fi. His movies portrayed a darker and grittier future. And even though Blade Runner is somewhat ambiguous, it's still a very focused film, staying true to the theme throughout. Just make sure you see the final cut version of this film. The other ones are quite a mess. This one is like tears in rain. Beautiful. Number 3! Back to the Future Trilogy. Great Scott! Now we're talking, and yes, I'm counting the whole damn trilogy as one. It just feels right. Damn! It's a whole experience and by far the greatest trilogy ever to have been created. Everything's connected, the chemistry between Marty and Doc is superb, and Biff... oh, Biff. Funny, entertaining, cool, and the music is great. The sheer quality that has been coherent throughout the whole series is astounding. No other series out there has a touch at this one. The trilogy is just an absolute full circle, seemingly impossible to make by hand, but fuck it, they made it happen with these films. I guess it's just the power of love. Through the ages, baby! Number 2. Alien. In space, no one can hear you scream. What is it that makes Alien the classic sci-fi horror hybrid that it is looked upon as today? Fear of the unknown, xenophobia, fear of sex, the complete contrast between the gritty and advanced mining ship Nostromo and the derelict spaceship with odd and mysterious technology, the curiosity of man and what consequences it drowns us in, the survival of the fittest, exploration of what should not be explored, that we are, in fact, not alone out there in the vastness of space. Whatever it is, Alien is the movie that scared the living shit out of me as a kid and thereby resulted in my immediate spark of interest and obsession with both science fiction and horror movies from there on out. Number 1. So, where does this leave us? We've already gone through masterpieces like Alien, Blade Runner, Empire Strikes Back, and 2001. What could I possibly find to be a better science fiction movie? Well, you're about to find out. Here comes the big bada boom, my absolute favorite sci-fi movie of all time. Dude, you must be tripping. The Fifth Element? That crazy French flick with Bruce Willis and a half-naked Mila Jovovich? Really? Well, yeah. Absolutely. It all goes down to taste, of course, but this is the perfect science fiction movie for me. Why? Because of its playfulness. Because it has so many ideas and they utilize them in the smartest of ways. That's science fiction to me, when it all comes down to it. It does whatever it wants and it's a joy to watch. The pure love that was put into the making of this film leaks through the screen and out in the room. You can almost feel it. You can tell everyone had a blast making it. You can tell everyone put their greatest effort into making this movie the greatest movie ever possibly made. Now, I'm not saying it is, cause it isn't, but it's close. Though in the sci-fi department, it's the king. What do we miss in this movie? We got the overly evil bad guy, we got flying cars, we got great and imaginative camera work and sets. It all feels very colorful and truly utopian in a way, even though it really isn't. It's a future that we will never see. See, I'm stretching it here, but Blade Runner, we might see. 2001, A Space Odyssey, we almost definitely will see someday. But this, The Fifth Element, it's so damn crazy and colorful and joyful, we'll never see this future. That is science fiction. Sure, there are a lot of similarities in today's culture, but that's also the joy of the movie. It makes fun of our world, our science fact world, and takes us hundreds of years into the future in a science fiction world. This is a film I really could go in depth in. I really do want to explain why this is so great. I might do that in a future edition if I ever was to do like a top 10 greatest movies of all time, regardless of genre. But for now, I think I made my point. And that's that, my 21 favorite science fiction movies. Hope you enjoyed it, and remember, these are all personal views on the matter. I'm sure your favorites differ from mine, but nevertheless, these are my choices for the best. Maybe I'll go more in depth for some of them. I'd especially like to do so for Blade Runner, Alien, and The Fifth Element. But that's for another time. Until then, live long and prosper, and have a damn good one.